one of the things, if I can be candid, is every once in a while I'll hear somebody say that coaching isn't for everybody, and I almost want to refute that every single time, because I think if people really understood what coaching was, then they would realize that it's for everybody, or it should be for everybody. I mean, if there's somebody that's just, loves to eat cheeseburgers every night and watch TV, and maybe it's not for them right now, but it should be for them, because all that coaching is really essentially is taking ownership of your own health and fitness, and trying to extend that forward through your family. And because of the wonderful world of social media these days, you get the opportunity to inspire other people to make a change. And it's something that we all need to do regardless, right? We all need to take better care of ourselves. We need to set the example for our parents. We need to set the example for our children. And I really think that Beachbody has just really done a good job of creating this platform of everything, and especially community. I mean, I've been part of, Beachbody programs for, if you include Shalene's, for 18 years. And nutrition has been my life for 23 years. And so to found a company that really does put out really good fitness programs that make it fun for people, so they don't feel like it's a chore or a punishment, but instead something they look forward to every day. And the nutrition, it's something I'm really truly proud to put my name behind, because I know the integrity behind all the nutritionals, but most importantly, it's the community and the support. And it goes so much farther than just helping somebody lose weight. It goes to changing their lifestyle and their confidence. I've seen marriages repaired. I've seen depression completely diminish. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing that I think that if we do a good job of involving more people, that it really honestly could change the world without a shadow of a doubt. So that's my quick rendition of coaching.
I forgot to unmute myself there. Such noobs. So perfect. Thank you very much, Melissa. So I suppose if you guys have questions, if you just type them into the chat box at the bottom, we've already got quite a few questions. Some
of them we didn't know the answer for.
Yeah, one person sent us 20 separate questions in the one message. So
nice.
If we don't know them between us, all of us, and we've got some of the old crew there, Louise and Nick are there as well. They were from the originals, and Nikki and stuff. If we don't know the answers between us, and Melissa doesn't know the answers, we'll get back to you about these questions.
So first one, I'll go with Charmaine's one. So to join as a coach, what am I committing to? What do I have to do? And what do I sign up to? Is it working just as hard as I want to at it? And the answer to that is yes. There's no real commitment. So you could sign up and do nothing. You would get a discount off the product. That would be it. But there's no pressure on you, or nothing that you're contracted into doing. It's literally, you could do with what you want with it. So to stay active, you need to be buying some product and to get some personal volume from that. But there's nothing that we're sitting down saying that you must do X, Y, or Z. Like Melissa said already there, and I'm going to keep going back to this because this seems to be like a core theme through quite a lot of the questions. So there's quite a lot around what is it we should be getting them to buy, and what is it we should be getting them to do, and what should we be doing. And I want to go back to with what Melissa said, which is, again, the idea here is that you're there to help the people, and you're there to sort of help them make an informed decision on something that's going to be of benefit to them. And if you always come back to it, that your true north is trying to help someone out through either the physical activity or the nutrition, and then there's the sort of free helpful bit that we do, which is the personal development thing. So you're recommending books. Like, I think for me, one of the best ones was with Diana, where we were sending around that book. So Diana had finished reading it. we wrote in it, we sent it to someone else, and each person sort of passing it around the group. I think that's like a great example of that. Were you going to say something there, Melissa?
Nope.
Because again, I'm getting a lot like, what's it better to get them to buy? Well, the question is, what is it they need?
Yeah.
So you're not going, well, if you come at this from a perspective of what's going to make me the most money, you're not going to be successful at that, because it's not going to come across as true. And then the benefit there is you're not trying to help them, you're trying to help you. And that's, to me, like, if I even take the Beachbody piece out of this and I just talk about coaching. So as a coach, it's never about me. Whether that's sport, whether that, I mean, Louise will attest this, and Louise has sort of mentioned this before herself. It's never about me as the coach. I'm there to help the other person find their purpose, find what it is that they need.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the core piece. And again, like, sort of going back, like Nick, you've heard me say this, and this is something that, like, so Nick's been in courses with me, Barb has as well. This is like something that I'll say in any, Liz, you've worked with me as well. That I say this all the time. It's not about me, it's about you as the individual. And it's about questioning, using questions to find out what it is that they need. Because at the end of the day, you're sort of giving them the information. And for the most part, they have that information themselves. They just don't understand, they just don't realize that they have the information. And what you're doing is you're trying to make that process for them as simple as possible. For the purposes of this, your tool is Beachbody and the Beachbody products. And that's the tool that you use. The main sort of thing that people are looking for here is, like Melissa said, it might be that that person's coming to you from a performance perspective. Some of you guys work with sports people. So coming from a performance perspective, you're going to look at then giving them programs or nutritional support or clothing that is
not available yet.
Yeah, not available yet.
I forgot to say that.
But it's specifically from the sort of performance aspect. It may be that all that person's looking for is the sort of social network piece of it. Hi, Kasha. And then again, if it's that community and sort of social support that they're looking for, then that's what we provide. And it's been really interesting because I've been talking about this twice this week. So Radhika's staying with us, and one of the sort of, she's got a supervisor, she's studying sports psychology just now. And it's really interesting. One of the projects her supervisors sort of asked her to look into is social support networks. And I was doing, we've got a program at work that's for people with long-term conditions. And we did a feedback session, had a sort of group forum about it at the end. And you know what the key thing that they said was? It wasn't about the programs. It wasn't about the advice and things that they were getting. It was the social support and the finding friends, finding people who they can share their journey with. Mm-hmm. And I think there's some of the sort of key bits that we want to be looking at with that. So I know I've spent a lot of time on that, but I just think it's really important from an ethical perspective and from a sort of true north and what guides you perspective is you're there for that other person to help them achieve what it is that they want to achieve. Maybe it's things that they've struggled with in the past. Maybe it's things that they've tried and sort of dropped out at. And your role as a coach is to make that process, that path, that journey as easy for them as possible. And true north is what they give you. And for us, that is making them healthier and fitter individuals. Sorry, that was a bit of a rant.
I felt like you needed a round of applause there.
I felt a bit. Yeah.
So like, and he said that was one of 50 questions. Don't worry, the next ones won't take that long to answer.
I think that's going to, I think it's important to give the philosophy first.
I think as well, because a lot of us have been sort of in the mix of it now for up to, well, some of us 3 months, some of us longer than that. I think we need to go back to the way it was spoken about before, and that's just keep it really simple. Like, help people, like, find out what it is they need and help them. Instead of being like, maybe, I've got to do this and I've got to do that, and what's the catch? And it's like, think about, like, what are their needs and how can I facilitate those needs? And how can I help them? What finger can I point in what direction can I get them the results that they need? And you guys are all here because you either been in touch with or you are linked with an awesome human being that's been linked with us. So it's like you're already like on that top level of person who is a caring, understanding person. That's like what our Livewright team is. So I think that's what's going to set us aside from other people. So I think that hopefully, like Kevin's put that down, just so you know that it's really important for us, for you to know that that's where we're coming from. Okay. Simple.
Yeah. So
let's keep it simple.
Next question I got there was like, there's another question there about what support and training are you guys going to get? And basically the coaching thing, again, I go back to that. So the idea for us is for you from a business perspective, and again, from your coaches above you, is that they will mentor and coach you. So the same process that you're doing with the people underneath you and the people that are coming to you, your team and your sort of group, that's what your coach is going to provide you. But what it is you're providing them, if this is the sort of step, and this is your customers who've maybe not done things, you're providing them with the support at that level. If they then go on to this level, and it's maybe then what's happened is they've sort of reached maybe that goal that they wanted in terms of a fitness perspective, or they're still working through that, but now they've got another goal in terms of the business, then the same thing applies. Is the role of the coach, the person that is going to be your mentor, your leader, is to make that journey as easy as possible and to guide you and steer you. But again, it's not to change you, it's to help you be more you. So I think that's kind of key thing there. From a network perspective, there's so much training that's there. So Beachbody, from a corporate perspective, will offer training. Then there's training from your direct sort of coach above you and your leader above you. Then there's the coaching from us and the help and the support from us, and then the help and support from the people above us. And like I said, that's why we've got Melissa here, because like she is the genius with all of this, and she's like doctor up at the top there, so in control, knows everything about everything with it. So we've got all of that support, and again, that's really what it is. And I think a key, again, philosophy with us in Team Livewright, and the way I like to run things that I do, is you guys are all there to help each other out as well. And that's not a problem, because it's one team, one perspective, one thing that we're heading. So if like Claire's sitting there and she's seeing something that Cash is doing, then reach out to Kasha and be like, look, I've noticed you're doing this. Like, how is that working for you? Or like, there's Dee there and she's maybe saying, well, what's Liz doing? Or look, so help each other out as well, because just because we're saying that from a structural perspective, there's levels, that's not how it works. That's just purely from a structural perspective. We're all equal in this, and we can all learn from each other from this. So there's lots of structured training, but I think it's the community of practice and the informal training and coaching and discussions that are best. And I know all you guys have sort of experienced that already, where we've had these calls and we've had all the formal stuff, but what actually makes the difference is when you reach out and you get a bit of physical, like sort of face-to-face contact or something like that. And like, it's like maybe like we all sort of get a little bit lost with things now and again, and we need to reach out and someone's sort of going to just shine a torch for us, show us the way. And that's the kind of bit that really makes the difference. So that hopefully answers that one.
Melissa, did you want to say anything?
Yeah. Doing this as long as I have, I've noticed that some coaches get stuck in more trainings. And I actually made a video for my team probably a year and a half ago, and the title was More Training, and they were so excited. And inside in the video was like, you don't need more training. What you need is to put yourself out there. That you're waiting for some training to give you that light bulb moment to tell you exactly how to do this, but that's just never going to happen. You are going to be an individual, and you're going to build this business, and you're going to help people on an individual basis. You will be inspired by other people, but I can't tell you enough. You just have to fail forward a lot. Every time you do something, you're going to learn from it. Either you're going to be like, that was good and that worked for me, or that is something that I probably don't need to revisit. But every action that you take is going to get you closer to success. And so be comfortable with failing forward and putting something out there that you're hoping will work for you, and maybe it will and maybe it won't, but that's okay, because you'll learn from it regardless. So don't get caught up in too many trainings. The most successful coaches I've had, their ignorance on fire. They are incredibly excited about this, and they learn as they go. Excitement is so contagious, and people just want to see your excitement and, of course, eventually see your success both financially and physically from being a part of Beachbody. But excitement is the most important thing that you can share with people, because they want to be a part of that. So don't get too caught up in trainings. Just put yourself out there as a happy, healthy person who's done something that's made their life better, and you just want to share it with other people.
Oh, I love that. And I can actually reside with that, because when I came into Beachbody Live 4 years ago now, I was like, where's the training? And really? And then I was like, put some events on the books. So I did that, and then it was getting closer and closer, and I was like, where's the training? And then it was getting closer, so I had to just learn it myself. I just had to learn it. Right. And it became this great phrase of run with scissors, run with scissors. And I wasn't really a run with, well, I didn't think I was, and then I just had to. I put myself one date on it. I said, that's the date I'm going to go for. I'm just going to do everything I can, a bit like October the 19th. Learn as much as I can while I'm there. But there's not really, that's why when we put Melissa on a spot there a little bit, it's like, what is the Beachbody Coaching Network? There's so much to it that you have to just go back to the simple rule of you're there to help people. And you kind of have to keep, and that feeling forward, I absolutely love that as well. It's like, because the more you do it and the more times you fall and the more times you pick yourself back up, the less it feels bad. And then suddenly you get a little breakthrough and you think, oh, actually that worked. And then you think, and I did that by myself. And then you do another thing and then you fall again and then you fall again and you get back up and then you don't think about it so much. And I think that it teaches you resilience, doesn't it? And it's, no, I love that. I totally love that.
No, definitely. Like, I think it is. It's like a really important thing. It's like, it goes back, I think on one of the previous calls, we sort of talked about the Michael Jordan quote, and he talks about why he's got to where he is. And he's saying, like, I've missed thousands of shots in my career. And he sort of lists, I've been trusted so many times to take the winning shot in a game. And he says, time and time again, this was the end bit, time and time again, I fail, which is why I succeed. And I think that's like a super important thing to sort of take forward from that. So awesome. And it's kind of, it sort of sits in and resides in with this sort of next question, which was around the sort of science behind the programs and like about you guys having to know all of that. Beachbody have sort of taken care of that for you. So the products have all been researched and designed by Harvard level scientists. There's been so many scientists working on the products and all the programs that are there. So you're not going to have to go out and do the research on every single bit and piece that's there. Because I guarantee, so again, from someone who does science, and I do this all the time to people at work, and I work in a university, someone will go, oh, what about this? And like, I kind of do it on purpose just because I'm that kind of person. They'll say this and they'll be, oh, there's all this evidence that says this. So I'll purposely go out and I guarantee you I can find a piece of evidence that says the opposite. Guarantee you, regardless of what it is. Yes. So trust that that's there and it has been looked into. And for it to get through to production, it's had to go through some rigorous testing. And certainly for it to get into production and be released here, it will have had to be through some more. They've got the little Safe for Sport logo in them as well, the Inform for Sport, I think it had on the performance one. So again, you can go online to Inform for Sport and you can check up that and have a little look at that. And a lot of so like I've actually sat and read through quite a lot of the ingredients and things, and I could find you research papers on each of them. And some of them are super, super complicated. Like I like research, and some of them are so boring that I fell asleep reading them. So like if you do want them, I can send you them, but that's not Nick's like, no. And that's exactly my point. I think what like Melissa just said there is if you're doing like the vital behaviors things and you're using it, then you can talk from experience. If you need to refer them to other places for the information, then there's help sheets and check sheets that you can use. But you need to be sort of looking at the stuff. At the end of the day, the basics are there. If you want to, like Melissa says, how many trainings are you going to need? Another mentor of mine always sort of talks about that, and he sort of says that he talks about it with nutrition. It's like if I was to say, I'm going to say some foods out to you guys just now, and I just want you to mental. In fact, let's do it. We get to do that and that. So what we're going to do is, if it's good for you, we're going to do this. If it's bad for you, you're going to do this.
You've all got to play, though.
You've all got to play, right?
Do this.
No, that's
Or do this.
Yeah. So let's start with an easy one.
Maggie's like this already.
Broccoli.
Go. Don't wait for other people.
Good. They're good at this. Spinach.
Liz is having great fun.
Look at weekends like that in the background. Carrots. Deep fried Mars bars. Hey, you've all got 100%. More about nutrition. You just need to get some motivation and some fire behind you that says that's what I'm going to do. And this is the thing. It's like at the end of the day, you know it's healthy for you. You know it's good. You just need to do it.
And you just need to have a like you're here because you're something special. You're not just plucked out of the sky. Like, you know, you've been approached, or somebody's asked you to be here because you've got that special sort of heart within you. And that's what we need. That you're the type of people that are going to be successful at this. Not Harvard University people who wait until like 20 years' time till they've got enough qualifications to go and say, right, I'm qualified to do this, and they've got no personality. You've got everything though. So he's an exception to the rule. Anyway, next question.
Okay.
That was a good game.
Melissa, do you want to mention anything about that as well?
That was good.
Oh.
She liked the game.
I did well.
You did.
They did well. They got them all right.
They did. They got 100%. We need to send them gold stars.
I've got one actually. Somebody asked me, are we going, like, I know we're looking to go to Europe, and I know we're looking to go to Australia, then the Middle East. We were asked South Africa. Is that on the cards? Do we know anything about that yet? Perhaps.
I think with Arnold, yeah. Arnold will make sure, where he's from. Yeah, they plan to be everywhere. It's just a matter of the order. And the only reason that they pick the orders that they do is because we have, we're complex, we've got good stuff. And so it has to go through a lot of rigorous testing and allowances before it comes through. But so it's really the other countries that are keeping us from being there, not us. But as soon as, there's that commonality, negotiation between the countries that we're good people, we have good things, then they'll let us in.
Yeah.
Cool. And that kind of leads on to the sort of next question. So there's sort of, the question was around comparisons to sort of other network marketing type businesses and products and things that were there, and what sort of difference, and it was kind of a few questions rolled into one with the negative things and stuff about it. So as far as my opinion is, the difference with Beachbody is it's a bit more holistic. Like, there's a lot of other products and things there, so I can go over there and I can get the fitness thing. I can go over there and get the one supplement for this, and I can go over there and get the one supplement for that. Mm-hmm. But to me, it seems to be, and I have looked around, Beachbody seems to be the only one that does it all together. So you're sort of offering that holistic solution. And the other thing it kind of leads into the next question was about the sort of longevity of this. And again, the idea is that this isn't a quick fix. In fact, and it's something that for me, it kind of leads into a sort of negative thing. When I've looked at some of the other ones, it is this sort of quick fix type thing and just get people to buy loads of products and do loads of product things. That's not the way even the compensation plan works. So the compensation plan, like, the more I look into it, the more clever it is, because you get rewarded for doing the things that we just said that are good things to do. So the more you can keep people on board and keep them doing the right things, the more rewards you get. The more you develop the people underneath you and make them better and make them successful, the better that you do. And then again, the more you get rewarded for. And when you're looking at people, it's about the longevity of the program. You're not looking for them to do one and then disappear. The reason there's these short programs and short things is because you've got the people who will jump and go all in. And then there's the people who like to dip their toe in the bath or dip their elbow in it to see what it's like. So it allows people to do that, dip their toe in the bath, see if they like it, maybe adjust it a little bit and try some other things before they actually get in the bath. So that, I think, is sort of the main ones for me with that. Again, with any business, so that it's sort of mentioned about negative things that go on, with any business, there's going to be stuff that happens that is negative. And again, that's why I wanted, and I felt it was so important to sort of say about the ethics and moral and that bit at the beginning and the philosophy, because that's the way you need to approach it. And Melissa said in the past to us that it's like, and again, to use her as an example, she always comes at this from this open, honest place of looking to help people. And again, that was what sort of attracted us to wanting to work with her. And hopefully that's attracted you to want to work with us, because Melissa sort of said the same things about us. So it's, you attract the people who are like you, and they're people are going to buy into that. I don't know if you want to mention it, say anything else about that as well, Melissa.
Yeah, I want you to remember the phrase, I don't know about this, but I do know. So when people come to you, which they will constantly come to you with product comparison, someone's written a blog that's, or they'll bring something about Shakeology. In California, there's their whole lead issue. And so Shakeology tested having lead in it. And guess where the lead came from? The naturally occurring spinach in it. Baby food tests positive for lead. Spinach baby food tests positive because there is lead in spinach, and that's in Shakeology. People constantly will come to you comparing a product with Shakeology or comparing a product with a performance line. And all you say is, I don't know about that, but all I know is, and you share your personal story. This is why it's so important for you to be a product to the product. Shakeology is going to make you feel amazing. It's going to give you great hair. It's going to give you great skin. It's going to give you energy. It's going to help curb cravings. And so when people compare, just know what it's done for you, and don't try to buy into that comparison game. People make, you can find on Google everywhere, a comparison between Herbalife and Shakeology, and it depends on who made the graphic on what it says. And you just don't even go there. It doesn't matter. You can't win that battle with people that are trying to compare one thing to another, because in their mind they're already convinced of what they believe in. You just share your story, and share with them what has worked for you, or maybe your parent, has diabetes, and Shakeology's help combat the symptoms of type 2 diabetes, whatever. But you just share you, and let it go. Don't try to compare. It's not worth it.
That's such a good point, because it doesn't happen.
And again, that's kind of like, it sort of leads in slightly to one of the next questions, which was around the product of the product thing, and sort of asking about, well, do we need all these qualifications, and do you need to do this? And again, the difference with this is when you're giving people and you're sort of recommending products and you're recommending the advice, all the stuff's there. If you're not at that level and you're not comfortable giving the advice, you can reach out to us. There's stuff on the Beachbody website to sort of help you out. Again, Melissa's just posted one there about Shakeology. So there's some
that works.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if that'll work or not, but because people always ask me, is Shakeology gluten-free? Is Shakeology this, that, and this FAC or FAQ? It's just really helpful to have on hand, because I have to just kind of copy and paste, because they answer this kind of questions really well. Should you take it if you're pregnant or nursing? Those kind of things. It's a good document.
That's brilliant. Thank you. Yeah.
So again, perfect response to that question.
Yeah.
So again, there's plenty of information there, and you're not like, so scope of practice is something you're not saying to people to do this and do that and take this and take so many dosages of stuff. All the stuff's on there ready for you, and you're pointing in the direction. If they ask you questions, there's plenty of stuff there that you can just sort of, like Melissa's given you there, just copy and paste in. And again, if you're not sure, you can ask, and then we can send it out to other people and see if they can answer that question. That's, again, part of what the network's about. Again, in this team, we're super, super lucky, because we've got so many people with so much knowledge. We've got 3 or 4 doctors, we've got dentists, we've got candlestick makers, we've got bakers, all of them. Like, so we've got, yeah, living legend Taekwondo champion, Mr. Nick Purvis, there he is right there, world champion.
Melissa loves this, by the way. She loves her title. What's your title, Nick?
What, are you
Sorry, I've got a 2-year-old just running the room with her.
We'll mute him. You can post it in there.
Cut.
Is it? Yeah. So, whoa, there we go. Who's that? So again, that's sort of going through that one. I'm just trying to see this.
Yeah.
Again, just about like the sort of question again around sort of like money and the remuneration and the sort of negative things about being skeptical about what it is and commitment and what you're doing or being ripped off. You pay the money, you make of it what you will. You hear the disclaimer on any call that sort of goes on from corporate of like Beachbody doesn't guarantee. It's about your individual effort, your dedication and your commitment is what's going to do this. And again, I think there seems to have been a few questions coming through around sort of like that, like I said at the beginning, what product and what this and how should we be pushing them towards that. This is about the long term. And again, that's sort of answering one of the questions that we sort of said before there. It's not about like you're chipping away a little bit at a time. So even in terms of forming habits, if you look at the research in habit formation, you don't give people 7,000 things to do to form a habit. You give them one thing.
And you get them to repeat it.
Yeah. And then they do it time and time and time again. They do it over and over again. Once they've got that, and that's why 21 days is your basics. And then you've got your 60 to 90 days to sort of start to form a proper habit. So you're getting people to create healthy habits through nutrition and through exercise. And it sort of goes into that. There was one about sort of free groups. Yes, your free groups will run there all the time. And this, it's sort of, Steve talked about this, it's sort of the level and the difference between a free group, which might have 100 odd people in it, to then that paid group where they're actually going to be buying the products and doing stuff, that paid group, there's a smaller group. And that they're then getting like a higher level of service and you're spending more time with them and they're getting more off you. So what they're paying for is if you've not got the qualifications piece, they're paying for your motivation, your personality, and the fact that you're an inspiration. Again, I can attest to that. I have all of the qualifications, but Diana, more people will go to her first because she's got a personality. And I don't.
And then I refer them to you.
And once they've got a habit and they're hooked, then I come in and then they're not going to run away when I speak to them.
So they come to me and we do the baseline things with us, and we get them into habit and we make sure that's the and then if they want to go and compete or they want to go and lift 100 kilos and squat with it, then they will go to Kevin after that. Let's see. Yeah, what is your title? Come on, Nick, type it in, sir.
Do the Korean one. Put the Korean title in.
He's typing it. Guys, if you've got any questions, pop them in because we're only. What are we? We're already sort of.
We're already over time.
We're almost at the end. Type them in. Any questions whatsoever. There was one question that somebody had asked about like what the actual process on Thursday was. Now the process on Thursday is going to be that we have, if you're directly with us in Team Livewright, we've got your email address and hopefully we've emailed you once or twice since then. As soon as what's he got? Oh. Anyway, so Thursday, we'll be with Melissa on Thursday morning. She will generate a link for us and we will send it out to Team Livewright. Team Livewright will then generate it out to you guys. And from then on in, you're going to be able to basically sign up with your coach. And that's as simple. They still haven't said exactly how much it's going to be, but we are looking at the prices from everything else they've done, and we've sort of done a little calculation. We're looking at around about £40. And if you change your mind, then you can change your mind and get your money back. It's just like the Shakeology. If you buy the Shakeology and you eat it and you have it for a month and for some reason you don't want it or like it, you can get all your money back. You can send an empty bag back. So, like, Beachbody aren't there to take lots of money off you and then run away. Like, that's not how they run the business. They're there to get your guys results, and it's those people who get results that go out and be your raving fan after that. And that's where the generation of income starts to happen, when you actually give people results, and really that's what they're coming to you for. So like, it's almost like people are going like, what's the catch? And it's like, well, like, that's the whole point. There isn't. And people always it's not. So what were you going to say?
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's like I did a little bit of sort of maths again on that as well, and it was like about people, and we're sort of talking about the discounts and things. So if people are signing up as a coach, basically, if they're definitely wanting to have the Shakeology and they're going to be using Shakeology,
Flying knee kicks.
we were all the flying kicks. It was me and Nick for the flying kicks. That was it.
That's so cool. I'm so impressed.
You see these guys on Saturday. Do some flying kicks.
Yep.
Show something or two, right?
And Nick's about 20 foot tall, so like it looks awesome when Nick does the kicks. Big long legs. Sorry, I was totally distracted. I'll just sit and talk about Taekwondo. Yeah, so I was saying I sort of did a bit of math on it, and when people are sort of talking about this investment, this initial investment, and if they want to sign up for coaches, if they are signing up for a coach and they're just wanting the discount off it, it's going to save them about £300 odd over the course of the year. Mm-hmm. So if someone's going to be doing, like, if they've said they definitely want to do Shakeology and they understand the benefits and they're quite happy with that, like, it makes sense for them, even if they do nothing with it.
They don't have to, that's the whole thing. It's almost like it's a terminology thing. People go, like, it's almost like they should have called it something else. Like that first level of coach, if they called it something like...
Well, what I've sort of started referring to as, and I've had the conversations with people, I'm like, well, look, if you join the club,
join the
you
club,
get a discount.
And that's all. You don't need to do any more than that. You don't have to pay an annual fee. It's like, it's a one-off thing that you get discount with. And it's almost like, I don't know, I think because we've got a different terminology to coach here in the UK than the US do, I think that's why people are like, not too sure. So just, it's good to get your head around that bit.
And again, one of the things was just again around that sort of thing, the remuneration sort of and the compensation plan. And basically there's several ways you can make money. The simplest one is affiliation, sort of a commission. So if someone buys a product, you get a commission off the product. Then underneath that, what happens is the more stuff that your group and your team sell, and the more stuff that's going through your group, again, you get compensated for that as well. Mm-hmm. And then the next one, and this is what I was sort of saying about this sort of the compensation plan being good because it sort of encourages the correct behaviors, is the better your team do underneath you, you'll get rewarded for them doing well as well. So not just you and the whole team as one, but you'll get rewarded for the people who you've brought into the business and you're mentoring their success. So they are like encouraging you to help the people underneath you. So again, it goes sort of re-answers that question around what support are you going to get? Not only is it like something that we want to be doing and we're going to do, but we're actually going to get rewarded for that. And like, so that's in the compensation plan. And then also above that, Melissa has sort of spoken to us a lot about the sort of recognition stuff, which is almost cooler than the just getting like coins in a box kind of thing. Or it's like you get to go on cool trips, you get cool stuff to get.
Maybe Melissa would like to tell you what those things
I'll let
are.
Melissa do that,
we don't know. So.
Yeah, Melissa's experienced that, so she can give us the first hand.
Yeah. All of the Success Club trips are amazing. I really enjoyed every single one of them. I've always taken my family on those, and it's kind of, and that was the very first thing that got me started is working this as a business, was when someone told me you can take your family on a cruise for free. And I wasn't really making any income at that point. But how cool for me, that wasn't contributing financially to be able to pay for our family vacation. And so that was amazing. But the top 10 trips, which every single one of you could earn, I can't tell you how 5-star it is. It definitely spoils you for sure. And when we sit down on our top 10 trips and we sit down with the other top 10 and we just share our stories, a lot of those a lot of them have come from really, low places and have come so far. And I'm actually working this kind of I'm going off on a tangent here, but right next to my screen, I've got pictures of Lindsay Matway, Melanie Mitro, and Amy Silverman, and Danielle Natoni, and myself. And we have pictures of us when we started as coaches and where we are now, because you see these confident individuals that look poised and like they know what they're doing. But when you look at that first picture, you see the insecurity, you see the newness, and we all grow into the leader that we need to be. So that's something I always learn on these trips with Beachbody when I get to actually talk with these other coaches that aren't on my team, is that how far they come. And so if you just take the baby steps every single month and you wake up every morning saying, who can I help today, right? And Beachbody gives you those goals to hit, like Success Club and earning a trip and going to Summit and becoming a top 10 coach, becoming an elite coach. Though if you make those goals through helping people, their recognition is amazing. I mean, I have so much stuff in my house because they over-recognize. I put in my team page, I'm sure Diana saw it, a list of stuff that they've given me that I just don't have room for anymore. Really cool things like games and skateboards and chairs and umbrellas and that I'm going to share with the team because they're really good at recognizing. So if I know Kevin and Diana are the same way, I don't want the recognition because I personally need it. I want the recognition to show how strong and amazing of a team that we are. And they just do a really good job of patting you on the back for everything that you do to make this company as great as it is. So yeah, you'll almost get sick of the recognition if you can imagine that. There's just nothing else out there that will recognize you for doing good out there.
Yeah, and again, I can 100% relate to you with that, because the very first time I did something for Beachbody Live, they put a picture and they were like, they put up like, Diana did this, whatever it was, and I was like, and I'd worked like so long and so hard for people in the UK and never once been given like, oh, you've done a good job or anything. And I was like, I couldn't believe it. And then they sent me an Apple Watch.
Yeah.
Like, what? It was the best thing ever. I'd never been, and I didn't even know that, at that point, I didn't know there was things like Success Club within Beachbody Live. I just worked because that's what I do and I just enjoyed it.
Right.
And then that, I think that's a really good point as well. It's because the Beachbody Live stuff, we never really got shown the compensation plan either. I was just like, I really love this product. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm going to do the best I can because I really like people and I like this. I like exercising. And literally, anybody that knows me, I know you don't know me, they're like, who's this crazy chick? But like, with my heart, I was like, I love fitness. I like people. I'm just going to go that way. And genuinely, like, that is, the rest of it just fell into place and I made so many mistakes. Like, wow.
Right.
But it was never from a bad place. It was just from me not knowing or not asking or just being independent or whatever it was. And I think it's important for you guys to know that as well, that you don't have to be fully equipped with absolutely everything. You just have to have a good heart. And they'll give you an Apple Watch. Well, they give me an Apple Watch. Like, I was well happy.
Diana will even tell you, because it's the same with me. Like, she'll be like, what are you doing? Have you put in your invoice? I'll forget to put invoices in. Like, I still don't know what I get paid. I couldn't tell you, like, if you were to ask me what I get paid for Beachbody Live, I have no clue.
And that's
like hat and stuff, I'm sure I've forgotten to put in invoices for them. For like
He goes over 2 hours. And the thing is, I think if any of you, I know there's a good few of you here are fitness instructors or fitness related in the industry, and that's kind of the thing. We're there because we love it, and that's why we do it. But it's giving you a chance to make money with it. If you do it, you will be recognized. And if you do it and you help other people, you help people in your team, then you're all going to get recognized. And I think you just need to take it right back. But,
and I think that's kind of what we wanted to really come on today to do, was just, I think there's a lot of people now starting, because it's coming closer, it's like, again, and Nick can sort of attest to this, it's like a competition. And it's like when you're doing your team pattern. So in Taekwondo, one of the things we've got to do is you've got your forms or your what you would call kata type movements. And when you're training for that, you spend hours and hours doing it. And these moves have to be so that when Nick moves, I'm moving, and it's all in time, and it's all a complete and perfect rhythm. And when there's the big lead up before where the competition's miles away, it's fun at training. And you're all having banter and you're making fun of each other. And then it's like, as it starts to get closer to training, people start to get nervous and they start to get worried about things. And then like there'll be a little fallout here, and then they'll be like, but you never did this. And then like, it's not until the actual day of the competition, until you actually step onto the mat, and then everything just goes blank, and then you just do it. And that's when you realize all the stuff that you've been putting into place just now, and the training, which is running your challenge groups, building your network, helping people, when that all just goes, and then it's just there. Like right now, you're in the phase where it would be like us a week before like a super important competition, and you guys have just been through that, haven't you? So it's like that week before, you're trying to cut weight, you're trying to make weight to ensure you've got it. Then there's stupid stuff happens. You're like, where's my suit? They got my suit. Where's my gum shield? Like, so there's all these things going through your head, and it's just chaos. And like at the end of the day, again, it's just focusing on, well, what is it that you're there to do? And that's those 4 things that are the basic things. The rest of the stuff's going to take care of itself, and we can sort of get there. If people are going to sign up with you and like where they go and things like that like we can work through that, and there's bits and pieces. And like, and we had this conversation with Melissa, both of us, because we were exactly the same. We're sort of like, oh, what do we do? And Melissa was just like that to us last week. Chill.
She never actually said that, but this is what we've used.
Yeah, sorry, I'm paraphrasing here, Melissa.
A little bit.
She was just like, relax. It's like, there's some bits at the top that we can do, and then afterwards you can still sort of do a little bit of fiddling around and shuffling around with things, and it's like nothing's fixed to start off with. And regardless of what happens at the beginning, those people that are with you at the beginning are super lucky to be there.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you want to say anything else on top of that.
Yeah, I was just talking with some other coaches this week. I've had a lot of calls, our future coaches. It's such, I even put a post out today. I don't know if any of you guys follow my Facebook or my Instagram, but it's the smartest time to ever do this, for you guys all to be, technically founding coaches is such a cool title, but for you to bring people on now, and even if they're unsure, just say, just do it. Just trust me. I've done my research. I love the team. I love the company. I know the products are good. Give it a try, but just do it. Just don't overthink it, and just do it. And then let's get you into the community. Let's get you drinking Shakeology and just put you in a really good place, and revisit in 30 days. But don't hesitate on day 1, because between day 1 and day 30, with the inertia that the team Livewright all by itself has is going to be tremendous. And it's such a gift for you to give people the opportunity to be there at day 1. And if they don't see that gift in 30 days, then there's no harm, no foul. But tell them to receive the gift. And if they can return it in 30 days, but take the gift. It's silly not to.
I think that's a good way to sort of finish off as well. And it's just, by Megan, I think it is just such a unique opportunity, a unique time just to get involved with it. So yeah. And if you guys haven't got any more questions, we will record it and we will put it up in the group, and add us on Facebook if you haven't already, and reach out to your guys that are going to be working with you, and any other questions and stuff, just let us know. And thank you so much, Melissa, for coming on like last minute.
Oh, you're welcome. It's good to see your guys' face.
Sunday afternoon, and we'll see you. When are you flying over?
I get there Wednesday afternoon. I leave Tuesday night here.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I know. I'm already packed. Hi, cutie.
That's exciting. Well, we'll see you Wednesday night. We'll get something waitrose. There's Reese. Yeah. But thank you so much, and thanks again. Thanks, guys. We'll shut the recording now. Yeah.